I'd like to welcome the fake news.
Here's a shocker. Trump doesn't like the media.
It's the enemy from within.
Except Fox News, which is to journalism what Pete Hegseth is to marital fidelity.
I love my mommy.
Remember Trump's insane Madison Square Garden appearance? He was truly insane. The racist comic, Tucker's Freak Show, Hulk Hogan, and of course, Tiny Fingers himself.
There's a lot going on. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico. Believe it or not, people, I welcome migrants to the United States of America with open arms. And by open arms, I mean like this.
10 days from now, to look in the eye to America with a straight face, it's going to be pretty hard to look at us and say, you know what? Kamala Harris, she got 85 million votes because she's just so impressive. As the first Samoan, Malaysian, low IQ, former California prosecutor ever to be elected president, it was just a groundswell of popular support. And anyone who thinks otherwise is just a freak or a criminal.
And today, this is Donald Trump's house, brother.
And we will make America great again. Thank you, New York. God bless you. God bless you.
So after that show, MSNBC's Stephanie Ruhle thought she'd call Trump up and ask for an interview. Here's what happened.
And I'll tell you one other example. The day after Donald Trump had that crazy rally at Madison Square Garden.
Oh, wow, yeah.
I rolled the dice and I called him on the phone. And he answered!
Of course he did! Of course! What'd he say?
And I wasn't calling to chit-chat. I said, Mr. President, this is Stephanie Ruhle. You made a lot of comments last night, blah, 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 blah. And it was not an on-the-record conversation. Long story, so I'm not going to get into what he said, but I called for one reason. I said, you just said a whole bunch of public things. I'd like to sit down for an interview with you. We got 5 days before the election. So we didn't get into anything. There's nothing for me to report. I called him and said, I want an interview with you. Obviously, he said no. But my point is, I was able to get to him by dialing his phone. Right. Now, that might be completely ape shit, and you're like, I can't believe people know this guy's phone number. Yeah. But the reverse of that, if I were to want to connect with VP Harris or President Biden, there's 50 people between me and that. I could write a note that maybe could get to somebody, then through Pony Express and a pigeon, something might end up in a mailbox near them. And I called DJT to say, yo, can I have an interview? He told me to go fuck myself, but I still was able to connect with him. Yeah.
But he still picked up.
Now, for the sake of argument, maybe Trump didn't say go f*** yourself this time, because in every other way you can say it, he has.
You're not going to raise that f***ing price. You understand me? Listen, you motherfuckers, we're going to tax you 25%.
And in fairness, Biden's team, well, they're idiots, hiding the president like it's Weekend at Bernie's. Or maybe if he's unable to communicate, as Trump says, they did him a favor. But Trump's attacks on Biden, that's part of the game. But now what Trump is saying about the media and the press, that's a little different.
Defamation lawsuits, could you see moving that to other people with individual platforms, social media influencers, people that...
Or newspapers, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I do. I think you have to do it. I'm going to be bringing one against... the people in Iowa, their newspaper, we're filing one on 60 Minutes, a big part of CBS News, against Bob Woodward. And we have one, very interestingly, on Pulitzer. We have to straighten out the press.
Trump's attacks on the media are making headlines and sparking new fears of retribution against journalists trying to hold public figures to account. ABC just settling for millions of dollars a defamation lawsuit brought by Trump. And news outlets are now preparing for unprecedented legal attacks against them in Trump's second term. Top lawyers at Axios reportedly warning that Trump officials will attempt to force reporters to out their sources, will ramp up lawsuits against news organizations for defamation, and could charge journalists with crimes using the Espionage Act.
The media's tamed down a little bit. They're liking us much better now, I think. If they don't, we'll have to just take them on again, and we don't want to do that.
Now, if you ever took a government or history course, or you don't live in Florida, you know the Constitution's First Amendment was specifically designed for portly wannabes like Fat Donnie.
And this guy's personal life is a total disaster.
Threatening the media, and this is important for people like me, social media as well. I was a talk show host for 25 years and still occasionally appear on Fox to mix it up. And as much as I despise Fox and their cavalcade of bullshit, I defend their right to spew it. And I say that knowing they're singularly responsible for these idiots.
Wait a minute, why are you forcing your lifestyle over on me?
Who's forcing you to be gay?
Joe Biden and his crew.
Joe Biden's forcing you to be gay?
No, not forcing me. Make sure you get that right. I ain't gay and ain't got nothing to do with it.
Do you believe schools should be teaching critical race theory?
No.
Why not?
I feel like, honestly, it brings about more racism, bringing more issues around that don't need to be.
What is critical race theory for people that don't understand it?
See, I really don't even know. I'm assuming. Can you explain it a little bit to me, honestly?
Yeah. But you can't have one without the other. And the real reason Trump wants to attack us is he's mentally ill. He's a malignant sociopath, and he will fail in the courts. The courts will uphold the media's right to examine his actions and even pontificate on occasion. That's the whole point of the First Amendment. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof or abridging the freedom of speech or the press. Now, the courts are going to say Trump can't use the DOJ to stop MSNBC or people like me from pointing out his many failures while in office, unfulfilled promises, and his massive volume of lies and bullshit. But that's not what bothers him. What he doesn't want is things like this. Or me pointing out he can't control his flatulence or his raging incontinence. He hates that, but it's all protected. Like me saying Melania wants to cross a border with Justin. Or stormy shots at the real Trump Jr.
Prove that I'm lying. Prove I didn't see your dick.
Or little Marco having fun with his tiny hands.
Look at those hands. Are they small hands? And he referred to my hands. If they're small, something else must be small. I guarantee you there's no problem. I guarantee.
Or, and I admit this is mean, Trump's declining cognitive state.
There's a moment where you had some hesitation about Epstein, releasing some of the documents on Epstein. Why the hesitation?
I don't think I mean, I'm not involved. I never went to his island, fortunately.
Trump knows the legal obstacles to attacking the press. But as we saw in the shooting of the United Healthcare CEO, Americans are all in on vigilante justice. And Trump is ready to direct his people like he famously did in the past. Trump sent 5,000 people to the Capitol to try and overthrow the will of 150 million Americans. One of his followers attacked Pelosi's husband, and one planted a bomb on January the 6th. You don't think he'd sick these dotard hillbillies on Rachel Maddow or Lawrence O'Donnell? Trump's lawyer already made the case for assassinating political rivals.
If the president decides that his rival is a corrupt person and he orders the military or orders someone to assassinate him, is that within his official acts?
It would depend on the hypothetical, but we can see that could well be an official act.
So why not test with attacks on the media, both conventional and social? We've already seen Trump's threats shut down the Post and ABC. So yeah, I'm a little worried. Just remember this. Trump had 5,000 people storm the Capitol, and he still lost. We have 280 million. I like our odds.
Damn right. I'm as mad as hell.
This is not a normal election.
Whether the women like it or not.
Suck my fat one. This isn't their Republican Party anymore.
And this guy's personal life is a total disaster.
Trust me.
Shut the f*** up, Darren.
Who's with me?
Oh, yeah, the lie.
Indictable.
Out of sheer morbid curiosity, I'm allowing this freak show to continue.
I don't want to talk about this stuff.
Am I wrong? Yes. Tick-tock.
You're in a lot of trouble, Donnie.
I think he's crazy.
I'm Chip Franklin.